Good evening, welcome back to Race Base. Tonight we're back around for the Mega TC. Joining me on the live stream, which is Callum, which has been your host commentator for the most rounds, but tonight just altering round a bit. Well, welcome Callum, how are you, man?
Hello. Yeah, a bit of a strange one this time round, because, well, internet difficulties at the current time and what have you and whatnot, but I am so happy to be back on the commentary duty again, so happy to still be here doing commentary. And yeah, we are at round number 5 and 6 for Austria and Oschersleben tonight. We've got the Österreich Ring, better known as the Red Bull Ring to many people nowadays, home of the Max Verstappen stands in the crowds most days. The old Red Bull Renaults were going round back in the day. Nowadays it's all Red Bull Hondas, but at the moment we've got the Renault powered cars for this race today.
Yeah, it's been a close championship so far. Like, some people finding the car tricky to drive, like myself. So that's why I've bailed out of that and dived into commentary. And but they throw on some good entertainment. They're tricky to drive, but around this circuit, I think they're going to show some good pace.
These cars, I mean, we've got Kenny just about to go out the pits for his first laps of qualifying. Kenny's been trying this season a breeze. He's been doing pretty good, apart from a couple of the races, if I remember rightly. He's had a few wobbles.
I think
he's always come out. Well.
Yeah, from what I've seen though, he's had some close contact racing with some people, and just that project car physics has just brought them together, and he has regrouped in any race that he has kind of had any incident in, but he's always strong in any car that he jumps in, Kenny. We know that for sure. But we're going to have a few good selections tonight. We've got Speed Pilot, Volpeaks, M9 Schneck, and Joff, Palm, Gutterpunk and Kenny. So
Palm's been pretty good this season, I have to admit.
Yeah, I think he's really enjoying these cars, isn't he? He's
a quality driver. The thing is, we've not been able to see the best from him. We've seen it in a few events. Most likely the main one being the first race that we did. The round at Sakito. He had a stonking drive at Sakito to win that race.
Yeah. I think he's, as I say, he's definitely got the pace, and he's feeling good in these cars. He's on the limit. He's always pushing, and that's where just them slight mistakes come from long term over the race. But if he can keep it together, I think. Is Kenny lagged out there? No, he's just must have had a little spin, or just waiting for a gap in the traffic to.
Or he may be looking for that all-important toe.
Yeah, could come into a factor down these main long straights.
Because this track is a key one for the toe.
Yeah.
You
could be a tactic there.
You need the toe for the to go fast down the straights.
So at the start of this group, you got Palm at the start of that group, haven't you? I think it was Jeff in between them.
Palm,
right?
Then we got Volpeaks, and then we got Kenny,
and then Kenny.
We got Jeff all on his lonesome out there, just starting his flying lap now. Jeff's been a bit of a hit and miss this season.
I don't think he's joined.
Is Jeff just Jeff set a lap?
Yeah, he's already on the lap. So
he's done a 1:46.8.
Yeah, he's just warming up his tyres. I think we know from the practice last night. I think lap times will be dropping down a lot quicker than that. So it's
lap should be at least a 1:30, 1:40 lap time. Well, 1:30, 1:33 potentially for some of the guys.
Was it going that low?
I mean, lap times around this track would about 1:20. Should be potentially into the 1:20s potentially. These cars are very fast down the straights.
Right, I'll we'll wait to see what comes up on the lap time on the boards. But Palm always signature move from Palm. Always got his headlights on. I've noticed that when I've been on the track. He's qualifying and in the race. He'll be the first one to put them headlights on. Which
as Palm's just sort of 135.9. Kenny's set a 138. Volpix has gone with a 138.8.
So Palm working them tyres well and getting up onto the pace straight away. I'm sure these lap times will be dropping down, but it's looking pretty planted out there at the moment. As I say, adverse conditions coming in here for the race, which is going to throw a little bit of the mix into it.
I may have saw that. Is that actual heavy rain I see on the forecast?
It's just rain. It's not heavy. But just rain on its own is heavy enough, and this track is it's got some key places where you'll get a lot of aquaplaning, especially towards the mid end of the race.
We see Jeff has just done a 134.8. I know last night I think we were doing 133s, 132s. I know technically we didn't have full tanks of fuel on board for the races. Jeff's just dropped into the pits. I don't know why he's just retired to the pits.
He's just gone to change a few settings and give himself time to get back out there in a warm-up lap and a couple of fast laps. That's exactly what I do as well. Is if it's not going right for you and you feel like you could make some improvements. Palm diving in there 133.9. So. Well,
Kenny's on a 133.7.
7, so it was extremely close for them too. Which we know that they've had some good battles already this season. So which is your favourite livery out there on track, Callum?
I mean, Kenny's is mine. I like the colour green.
Yeah,
I've always been somebody that likes green coloured liveries. Green was my favourite colour when I was a kid, so I like Kenny's livery. Kenny's is pretty good. Volpix's is nice. The red and white for the like the Italian flag.
It's quite fitting for his national flag, isn't it? Yeah.
Palms is nice with the black. Jeff's is, well, it's the French it's the French flag, but he's technically changing nationality with this car. But
right, okay, we'll stick with that. But
it's the French flag, but yeah, we've got Gutterpunks whose car is, as I say, it's something, all right. That black colour livery. As Palm's just a 132.8. Palm's going fast.
Just gone wide, run it wide, and he's gonna. I think he's gonna wait here just while them people go past. But
letting people go past.
If he can tuck in behind him, he can help with a little bit of slipstream. He's still got nearly 3 minutes left, so he should be able to get round for another lap in, fast lap. Speed Pilot, has he managed to join us for every race so far this season? I think he had to leave early halfway through last time, wasn't it?
I think he had to leave early once, but he's joined us for most of the events. M9 Snack over there, he's joined us for everything.
Yeah, looking stable. You can just see the car just moving underneath them as they're coming around the corners, and like being from commentary, you can see that a lot. But in the car, you're having to work it a lot and keep it kind of balanced. They do move a lot, these cars. Rear engines, I believe. Rear engine, rear wheel drive.
The rear wheel drive thing is definitely a bit of an issue with this car. You definitely get a lot of fishtailing.
Looking good. So Palm still on top. Kenny not too far behind him. Only 0.85. So Volpeaks 0.86. Extremely close then between them top three. And that's where we've seen some good racing in the past between them
Kenny's just gone and absolutely smashed everybody with a 1:32.4.
And Volpeaks has decided to pop back to the pit, so he's going to make some adjustments, I think. Volpeaks, he won't have time to come back out.
Has immediately decided to bin it into a barrier because he's having a shits and giggles right now. He's just killed himself.
Well, that turn one we know is extremely heavy braking, and you try to carry as much speed as you can, can't you, down that next second straight. But
we need to see what Palm's going to do here, because Palm could in theory beat Kenny to pole again.
Got the opportunity. He's got to find a few attempts to make up this difference. Oh, just pushing there.
Oh, he's spun it.
Yeah, just caught the edge of the grass and just brought that rear end.
I think that's all she wrote. Unless Gutterpunk's going to do a good time, and unless Jeff's going to do a good time, I think Kenny's going to win this.
Flip the camera on to Gutterpunk, and he's just started the lap, so he's got full potential to improve.
Jeff's coming towards the end of his lap.
Yeah, so let's see if
he's only got
he
seconds
can improve.
remaining.
Jeff,
Kenny's in the pits right now. He's gone back. He's already confident.
Yeah. So if we just stick with Jeff, he's coming to the end of his lap. He'll be the next one to see if he can improve. He's got 2.5 seconds, near enough to make up. See where he can.
As Jeff comes across the line, he only goes fourth fastest.
Yeah, and then flip back to Gutterpunk. He's still on the lap. So he's going to try and retaliate, because Jeff's just stolen his position from him at the moment. So he'd probably seen that come up on the timing sheet next to him, and it'd make him slightly miffed.
I mean, Jeff and Tom have a bit of a rivalry in this league.
Definitely do. I think they've known each other for a while now. Gutterpunk comes out that last turn, looks good at the moment. He's going to make a dash to the line. Is he going to improve?
He's gone narrow. He probably shouldn't have gone narrow.
Does make an improvement to time, but not to position. But nice and close. Speed pilot. He made an improvement as well, but not for position. So
slight improvement from Speed Pilot, but Kenny's got pole.
Kenny just managed to put in that one extremely fast lap. Other than that, before that, it was really tight between the top three. I mean, it's still tight. You know, don't get me wrong. It's still within half a second of each other, the top three. So that's going to be a good battle. Don't know whether you can just take a screenshot of that, Callum, just to make sure we've got the results for.
Yep, I will quickly take a screenshot. I'll save that screenshot. There we go. That has been saved. That is saved for the thing. As we have a bit of rain right now.
You're going to see a lot of them just taking time now, just to make a few alterations, aren't you, to the setup of the car. Make sure them wet tyres are on, I'd say.
I mean, having them dry tyres on this track will certainly be a bit of an issue.
I think you'd have to definitely dive into the pits on that one, wouldn't you, if you forgot to change them? There's no chance of sticking out. You can already see in the pits on my screen. You can see them puddles on the entry into the pit. So,
yep.
God knows what it's going to be like out on track. Just trying to get the stream up. Did see some chat going on. It's Jeff Jefferson there. He says he's sandbagging, which you know,
Jeff would say he's sandbagging because
he's standbagging or sandbagging.
Jeff would say he's sandbagging because, well, he always says that he's sandbagging for certain events.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can guarantee them setups that they've used for the dry qualifying, whether you need to soften some areas up for the wet rain to make it a bit more forgiving, get a bit more grip down, That's what I always think. But whether it works on this game is a different thing.
Here we go. Everybody's ready.
Standing start, so we're going to be everyone launching it into turn 1.
It's 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go, and not that many people get a good start. Kenny gets an absolute stonking start.
I think
As Vorpix...
Palm had a lot of wheel spin, didn't he? But he's come back into that second place.
I think he may have had a bit of a lag at the start and just didn't get off the starting grid.
The biggest factor of this is coming down that straight. Kenny's got clear vision. Everyone behind him, it is extremely hard to.
As we're seeing Jeff at the moment making a move on Vorpix right now. He looks for it, but Vorpix keeps it into the turn number 3 now of the circuit, and he's still in 3rd place. Everybody
holding position at the moment. Kenny just got a couple of car lengths. Volpeak's having a look on Palm.
Having a look. It looks like he may have had a bit of a lock up there.
He's through on position. It's a good clean move.
It was a good clean move, but he made that move look a bit sus as he went down the inside there.
He was just heavy on the brakes.
Looks like he may have been too heavy on the brakes, and he accidentally made a send, and the send worked. Palm gave him plenty of breathing room, and he got away with it.
I think
could have been a nasty incident.
In these wet conditions, though, everyone's going to be a bit more respectful for the room, and Palm's let him through, but fight to another day. You know, live to another day. It's got a pump there, just running wide. Some of the guys on that second to last turn.
Yeah, that was Speed Pilot there, running very wide, as we saw just in the background there. As we're looking at the moment,
Palm right under the, looking for the return overtake, but decides better of it. I think he's got a good run now. Palm's got a good run.
Palm's right up the chuff of Jeff at the moment, not Jeff, Vorpix at the moment. Going down towards the infamous hairpin where Rosberg and Hamilton crashed in 2016.
Vorpix goes defensive, takes that inside line.
Defensive, keeps the position, but Palm tries to go for the good old switchback and can't make it work. But he's on the...
Palm definitely on the attack, trying to reclaim that position. Meanwhile, Kenny not able to just break away too much. Everyone's feeling the grip on the track, but the track is going to get worse conditions with bigger puddles forming. So it's going to be interesting to see how this develops.
If we had a grid of potentially 20 drivers, it may potentially have allowed a bit more water to be cleared. However, at the moment, that water's still there and still pooling up.
Still falling hard as it will throughout this entire race. So.
As we look at Vorpix right now, up on the arse of Kenny at the moment.
It's looking like he's got a little bit of pace. Volpeaks runs out to that outside curb. Sometimes that can drag you out over Palm.
Palm's gone for a move. It's down the outside. Goes Palm. He's got the move. He's gone wide a bit there. That's certainly a slightly dodgy overtake, but he's got it. But it's done. Will Vorpix potentially make the move again?
These two having a good battle, but that might just allow Kenny to.
I think Palm's seen sense and handed the position back, because that was not a sporting move.
I don't know, that turn 1, I think in the wet conditions there was no other option just to run it wide and play it safe, but Volpeak favouring that inside line
narrow. Volpeak's going very narrow on that section.
You could see a lot of water forming on that narrow line in a couple of laps time. They had a bit of moment there. Volpeak's just losing a little bit of time.
Kenny's not pulling away. It's as if he's either going a gear higher to try and keep the car stable, or
We know Kenny's very good at managing the pace. So these conditions, and who we got? We got Jeff on the next one along 4th place. Oh, everyone just running wide there, pushing each other. Jeff not too far behind. Oh, as he runs out wide, commentator's
he's gone
curse,
very wide there, Jeff. Gutterfunk's struggling to keep the traction going at the moment. He's falling back massively at the moment.
You got Speed Pilot just behind him, so he's doing a good job.
Speed Pilot could in theory catch Gutterfunk at the moment. As we see, as we go back to the
leading trio, which are
leading trio, we got Jeff, got Kenny going pretty narrow. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. There's a bit of contact between Palm and Volpix there.
Yeah, nothing too untowards there. It's I think Volpix
bit of rubbings racing at the moment.
Yeah, it's good clean racing, that is.
As Kenny goes,
get your elbows out. Oh, Kenny just goes wide.
He's gone off. He's gone off. He's lost the lead. Kenny's lost the lead to Volpix, and now Palm's got through. Kenny is not liking these conditions at the moment.
But he hasn't lost too much time, so it's.
He's still in the back, but
he's
lost a lot of. He won't be happy.
We're only 4 laps into a 14-lap race, so there's a long time to go yet.
Anything can happen in motor racing, as a certain person once said, and it usually does.
Certainly does, but Volpix will be happy now to have that clear road in front of him, no distraction from overspray. Everyone favouring that wider line there. Kenny, you can just see the tail end of Kenny just step out a little bit coming onto that main straight, so I think he's just going to drop a little bit of speed up the.
It's as if he may have had a big monster lockup going into that downhill section. I know that there's been a few people that have had lockups going into that section. As Palm's looking at a move to get the lead off Volpix.
Volpix again defensive, making Palm work around the outside. So smart manoeuvre from Volpix. You could see in his mirrors that Palm had more pace coming down that straight.
Kenny potentially has a look, but can't make anything work.
I was going to say that you can just see how Kenny's made a mistake, but he's already onto the back of him. This is the corner where seems to be catching a few people out. Everyone cleanly through this time. Meanwhile, Jeff still in 4th, and Goodbook 5th, Speed Pilot 6th, and M9 Snack 7th.
Everything's looking hunky-dory at the moment. No major issues to be concerned about. There's been no. I'm gonna do my commentator's curse, but there's been no spins as of yet.
See Kenny just running wide, and
Kenny's just run wide,
and Jeff there. Following
Kenny has officially lost that toe at the moment. He needs to get that toe back. Yeah, there's been no spins as of yet. Been no absolute self-destruct moments. Only time will tell.
Kenny just dropping a few car lengths now, so he's just struggling a little bit in these conditions. Palm not as close, but happy to sit there behind Volpix.
M9 Snack way down in 7th place. He's been struggling. His last lap was 10 seconds down on the leaders' times.
Yeah, might have had a bit of a half spin or something.
Might have had a bit of a wobble.
A bit of a wobble.
Bit like my racing career, it's through a bit of a wobble. But yeah, at the moment, everything looking pretty hunky-dory for the racing tonight.
I say Volpeak's just finding a little bit of a gap. Not quite a second, but the biggest it's ever been to second place. So he's just finding his rhythm. Will anybody be able to reel him back in? Whether Palm's just having a bit of a
Palm
moment.
Palm may need a bit of a breather at the moment because he's been pushing for a bit, so he needs to take a bit of a stock of what's going on.
This is where Palm always seems strong. He's coming off that turn 1 and down these this main straight here. Does reel him in.
Is he going to make a move? A late move? Nope, he stays in there. But he's gone narrow through that corner. Has like give him a bit of oh, that has. He's on the back of him. Could this be a move into turn? No, could this be a move into turn 4?
I think he's up.
No, but he's gone deep. He has gone deep. He went deep there. Managed to keep it going. But he's dropped back quite an amount. He's now got Kenny catching him.
So the gap is just closing back up between these three now, where it did just stretch out a little bit. Pretty even between first, second and third.
Seems as one person does something bad, the other people do something bad, and they keep.
Yeah, it's these conditions, and it's tricky. It's tricky to have a perfect lap every time. Oh, Palm just has a bit of half spin.
Yep, and Kenny goes through.
Kenny goes through, but luckily for Palm, he hasn't lost too much time, so well recovered there.
I may have missed that on the. I may have missed that as I was doing that, but yes, on the replay, just watching the stream back, yes, he had a bit of a spin. It looks like he touched the curb there, and he did a bit of a you spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round, round.
Yeah, so that's just dropped him behind Kenny now, so that'll give. Oh, Speed Pilot's gone into the pit, so he must have had a bit of contact or something. Suffering with a little bit of damage.
He must have hit something or hit the barriers or something.
I don't know whether it's coming through on the stream, but your microphone's just gone extremely crackly at the moment.
Oh, that might be that might be the internet lagging. I do apologise for that.
That's all right. You see Volpeak's just having a bit of a slide into that turn, but managed to hold it. He's pretty comfortable now with, what, 4 or 5 car lengths. They give him a chance not to look in his mirrors too often, just kind of like focus on the apexes of corners and feel the car underneath him.
Kenny's been pretty good this season, as we were saying right at the start of the stream. Kenny's been having what you would class as a pretty consistent time.
Yeah, it's one of the cars that Kenny's got comfortable in very quickly, and you'll see he'll always put in a solid performance. But Palm's up onto the back end of him again now, so lucky for Palm that half spin didn't cost him too much time, and he looks like he's out having the pace, but he's looking, just showing his nose, but not diving for the move. Oh, but then Kenny runs out wide, so Palm's going to have a run down this main straight.
Yeah, Palm's having a bit of a run down into the turn 3 area, and he's got the move stuck. That's Palm back up into second place.
Oh,
Palm's gone deep,
and that allows Kenny back into that second place.
It's almost as if Palm just locked up there.
I think he just pushed his braking point a little bit too far, locked up and pushed on, but time
he made a bit of an error there.
Yeah, certainly did. But I say changeable grips every lap, and sometimes, and what you've also got to take into a factor is the tyre wear on these wet tyres. As the tyre wear starts going down, you get less and less grip. I always feel like this game has got it absolutely dialed in for that sort of tyre wear, and some people don't understand and realise that that's how it alters throughout a race. But Palm just running wide again, brings it back onto the track. Meanwhile, Volpeak's just up in front now. I'd say he's just pulled a little bit more of a gap. 2.5 seconds in time.
He's definitely pulled the gap. That race is definitely coming towards him.
Yeah, you can see.
Volpeak, who hasn't done, I don't think he's done much racing this season. Well, this championship.
No, but he's always quick, and he just dialed in a 1:39.1, where everyone else is 1:40.4, 0.6, 0.6, 1:39 off Got a Punk. So he's found some rhythm at the moment.
As Palm and Kenny are having another bit of a ding dong going down towards the T4 area, as Kenny goes super deep into the corner, and Palm breaks super early, try and get another run, and it's Kenny and Palm having a big battle all over again.
Yeah, it's good manoeuvres there. I think Palm was having a look and broke a little bit early, and Kenny break that later, and then Palm was looking for the switcheroo, as they call it, but just didn't quite work out this time. So
it's changeable conditions out there with regards to who's doing what and who's coming where. Oh, as both of them go very wide into that final couple of corners. As Palm's right on the back of
I think
Kenny. Kenny,
I'm not sure whether Kenny just let Palm through there.
It seems like Kenny may have let him through, as Palm's just gone very wide. It's as if they're having a bit of a time to themselves.
Yeah, well, I think Kenny must have felt like he made a bit of an infringement on Palm, so he did pull clearly to the right, going up the over the start-finish line. But battle resumed.
Hats off to Kenny. He hasn't done. He's done that a few times. He knows when he does wrong, and he can quite clearly pull over and tell you he's a fair driver, Kenny.
Yeah,
when he's done wrong, he knows he's done wrong, and he will pull over it as such.
Even when it's not absolutely visual to us as spectators from this side, in the car you get a totally different perspective. So he would have known if he felt like he needed to let Palm past, but he's going to be challenging now to try and get the overtake gone. Meanwhile, they've allowed Volpeaks now to pull away for 4.5 second gap.
Yeah, it looks like Volpeaks is taking this by the scruff of the neck and running like the wind.
So, if we just pop to some of the other guys like Jeff and Got a Punk, see how they're getting on.
I mean, Jeff and Got a Punk are somewhat
not too far away from each other. Yeah,
having a light battle at the moment.
Yeah, I think Got a Punk's done well. He's closed the gap on Jeff, because last time we saw them, they weren't that close together. So Got a Punk just finding a comfortable rhythm. See the lap times: Jeff just 40.7 and Got a Punk 40.2. So slightly faster each lap. He's going to keep chipping away, hopefully. Meanwhile, I do say that the lap times have gone past pretty quickly, and we're down to 2 laps of racing. So Kenny's having a look on Palm again.
Yep. Kenny's broke a little bit early, but at the same time there's been it's side by side as they're coming through turn 4, as Palmer's a bit of a wobble.
That would have been just coming off that curb. You would have seen Palm just lighting up the wheels on that painted surface. Palm, Kenny making a good route. That was door-to-door racing. You couldn't
Definitely
get much
having a bit
closer
of
in the wet.
Definitely having a bit of a Barney. Them two today.
I think Gutterpunk now, he's going to be trying now. He's made big improvements on Jeff, and he's going to be looking to get a late pass on him.
There could still be, them two could still finish in on the podium positions if Kenny and Palm have a final bit of a ding dong that ends their battle.
Definitely could do. Volpeak's meanwhile checked out now, 7.5 seconds. He's pulled on them two that are having a bit of a ding dong, as we call it, isn't it, Callum? They are. Palm.
Palm's gone wide, but he's gained a position there.
It's getting feisty between these two now, coming on to this.
Yeah. Kenny and Palm will probably be having words later on in the Discord chat.
Sure. There you go. I think Palm just let Kenny just back past again.
It'll be all kicking off in that Discord. I think at some point.
From what I see there, I think they're really enjoying it. There's nothing too untoward. It's a proper good fight and race. This is. There's no call for any discussions. Volpeak's really found his pace now, 138.3. So with no one around to distract him.
Volpeak's has been running away with it. His Palm goes well wide again. I think these front tyre. Well, I know that when we did the race, when we did that little practice race yesterday, the front tyres had a bit of an issue.
Yeah, I think on this track the front left gets warm, but in these wet conditions, it'll just be down to where it's just giving you that little bit less grip.
With the locking up, the front tyres were struggling when I was driving yesterday.
Yeah. I think in these wet conditions, these water puddles, the aquaplaning.
His Palm goes slightly deep into that corner there.
It's heavy on the brakes. He's not too far away. Last lap, so he's trying everything that he possibly can.
He's gonna potentially go for a move into here. He might have a look. He had a look. Kenny shut the door. Kenny put his car in the middle of the track and said, "No, you can either go one way or the other way." Palm's struggling right now. His Volpeak's has slowed down. Yeah, Volpeak's has slowed down a bit.
Because I've had just saving it on the last lap, just running it nice and smooth, make sure there's no mistakes. I think Kenny's kept it pretty sorted, unless Palm has a couple of last corners that are pretty epic.
He could have a bit of a lunge into this final section.
I think it's close as well between Jeff and Gutterpunk. So as soon Kenny's has got it super sideways. It's going to be a good run for Palm to the line. He pulls out from behind him. He's going to be side by side. Just hasn't got the pace. That was super close. But back to Jeff and Gutterpunk. I think they're finishing pretty close. So great job by them, and great job by Gutterpunk there to close down that time over the race. Speed Pilot. Just having a little bit of an issue on that
section. I don't think he liked that rain. I don't think he likes the rain right now.
No, I don't think
It's cursing the day. It's cursing the DAT that decided it was rain.
No idea who that was.
Kyle. But yeah, good racing overall.
Yeah, some close racing there. In these conditions, it can be hard, and even the car that's following all the time, they're really hounded with the spray and the visual effect that has. So, great job by all these guys. M9 Snack comes over the line.
Speed Pilot completes the lot of people that finishes.
Still,
as we have everybody that we have an all people finished race.
Yeah,
nobody a lap down.
Still bagging some good points for all the 7 drivers, because you've got to bear in mind that there is a fair few other drivers signed up for the championship that are unable to attend due to different circumstances of load shedding and stuff. But see there, fastest time is actually by Palm, isn't it? 1:38.1. So it's a good time there to match Volpeaks' pace.
The only issue is Palm just kept having little issues. Saw a lot of issues from everybody today.
Right, so we'll head back to the lobby now, and we'll
do some quick editing of certain things and quick changes. The race, well, the next race that we are taking part in tonight is Oschersleben. The track that I would say should potentially host an F1 race at some point. It's a beautiful circuit.
It's alright, I'm just having a complete and utter moment now, and just... So...
It's okay, it's okay, we all have senior moments at that age.
Thank you very much, sir.
But yeah, suffice to say, the racing tonight's been pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think I've just got to change the amount of laps as well.
Yeah, the amount of laps for Oschersleben, if you need that to be given out to you, unless you've already got that.
I haven't. If you could find that for me, that would be great.
The information for the track, if I can grab that up, we had Red Bull Ring, which is 14, Oschersleben 17 laps.
There we go. Perfect. So I think we have dry conditions for the next race and dry conditions for qualifying, 17 laps. And we're at Oschersleben A course.
Yep.
So I'll just
a track which I would potentially say should be as I've said categorically a few times, should be an F1 race. This track is very nice. I know it's small, but it's a nice track. Lap times would be 40, or would be quick, but it'd be a very fun track to drive round.
Yeah, quite a fan of this track next, and always quite good fun. So right, I think give the guys enough time to grab a drink or whatever they need. They still have practice.
I've grabbed a nice hot cup of tea, and I was sitting here and drinking that whilst the last race was going on.
I've gone for a nice cold refreshing beverage of the finest, can't say any brand names, but it's got yeast and hops in it as well, so you know.
Oh, you got some fine alcohol tonight.
Yeah, I've just gone for a cheeky little lager, should we say.
Ooh, nice. Well, I've gone for a nice hot cup of tea because I haven't had a cup of tea in a little while, so having one of them is very nice.
Good job. Right, so on to the next race. Obviously dry conditions, so this is going to favour some of the people. We had to go on this track last night, didn't we, Callum? And
yep.
Some of the corners, the low grip corners.
I mean, if you look at the track map, then on turns, then on the turns 3, well, turn 3, there's a bit of an issue with grip as you're going through that long right-hander. This track is notable for that pit lane exit, which is atrocious. You're going through there. There's a bit of a lack of grip before you go to this section where Kenny's going to now. You've got to be very careful. I had a bit of a wobble on that corner. Got to be very careful. As we see Palm doing the same as what I did last night. A bit of fun there. Yeah, this track can give a few issues. That section in particular where Kenny is looking pretty.
You're just naming every corner. You're just naming every corner, Callum.
This section's my favourite in particular. The right, left, right.
You see Kenny just nudging that first cone out already.
Yep.
Just the slightest kiss. Palm with his headlights on. But these are the two corners that I was finding quite tricky.
Yep, the right, left.
It's quite high speed and adverse camber as well. So
they're a bit. They're not 90 degrees. They're not 40. They're more of a 45-degree corner, but they're a sweeper.
Yeah.
A certain YouTuber by the name of that I've watched previously has done a super serious track guide to this track.
You don't need to watch any other YouTubers. Just literally watch Race Space, mate. I mean, it's the only channel that you need for all your racing information. I mean, we offer all this. But
we offer all this for the rate of £0 and no pence.
But donations are
welcome to the Race-Based Relief Fund, where we can fund a generator for Kyle.
Kenny's
had a wobble. Kenny's had a spin.
Yeah. So that'll be that lap aborted. If we just jump on to one of the other guys to see how they're getting on.
And if we have a look at Jeff at the moment,
let's have a look at Jeff, because he's hasn't been shown too much tonight, and normally can dial a lap in pretty well.
Got Palm gone through the right, left, right. Going down to your favourite section right now.
Just some heavy braking, get that car turned in, nicely planted through there, so it's a good thing. I just heard Volpeaks. I reckon he's just had a half spin going through that section. His car just accelerating up. He was following Palm, but has just dropped that little bit of time. You get the.
As Kenny sets a 1:37.9.
Can we just get the qualifying times back up on the stream, please, mate? I haven't got.
Sorry, I may have forgot to do that. I do apologise.
That's better.
I will bring them back up. I do apologise for that.
Volpeaks, although he had that bit of a half spin, he smashed us. Oh, Gutpunk there diving in 1:34. So.
Gutpunk's done well there. Looks like some of the faster guys are still struggling to dial in a good lap.
See Jeff pretty much on the same pace as Gutpunk, which we saw in the last race, weren't they? They were very closely matched.
Speed Pilot here going through that section, tentatively tiptoeing through that area of the track. M9 Stack unfortunately not doing the same and having a bit of a wobble as he went through that section. Speed Pilot does a 1:36.1.
So yeah, good time there. Everyone obviously still bringing up tyre temperature. I think this track was running a little bit cooler temperature than qualifying at the Red Bull ring, so take a couple of laps to get the tyre temperature.
Kenny's just done a 1:31.4.
He's up on the pace now, and he'll be looking to improve on that.
As Volpeaks was a 1:29. I know we set a 1:32. Yes, I could have set a 1:32 yesterday. I think I set a 1:32 or a 1:31 here, so I'm on Kenny's level at the moment. Palm's at a 132.4. Jeff's just come across. Jeff's come across with a 132.6.
Kenny just running it wide there.
Gutterpunk still to do a proper, get a proper lap in. I think he may be having a bit of a struggle with the grip at the moment. Vorpik's going through that section that I love a lot.
Nice to see the cones pretty much still intact there, so no one has been cutting the chicane too much to gain extra lap time.
As we see Kenny coming down towards the final couple of corners. He's gone wide, he's gone very wide.
He's not going to lose too much time from doing that though. Pick up
He'll have gone across the grass a bit there, which will not have helped him. He's just at a 130.8. Still slower than Volpix. That's going to dent his. That's going to dent his times a lot.
You could nicely planted through them first couple of corners and then keep it. Oh, running wide there, straight over the camera. I do like that camera shot though. Volpix, no, Jeff.
Volpix
is that Volpix?
That's Volpix has had a spin. That's Volpix has had a spin.
Pushing too hard through that first section, but with a good lap time like that, he's nothing too. He's not threatened too much at the moment. Palm sitting down in third on 132, so he'll be looking to get that perfect lap dialed in. Looking nicely planted.
Speed Pilot's looking like he could, in theory, take 5th place off Gutterpunk at the moment. Oh, his Palm goes slightly wide through that section.
Yeah, nice drift, nice control on the drift though, plenty of opposite lot there. As
that's definitely a 10 out of 10 drift, would not recommend for racing though.
And again, oh...
Yep, his rear tyres must be a bit hot. Yep, he's returned to the pits.
Yeah.
He's retired from doing it. As Gutterpunk's in the pits, a Speed Pilot goes P5.
Gutterpunk coming out for a last minute
dash. He's going to try and see if he can get another lap in. I don't think he can. 128. He's going to have to cut a few corners to get the lap done. He's not going to get the lap done in time. He's not going to get out in time. So all we're looking at right now is Volpix and Kenny. At the moment, can Jeff do a faster lap to then get P3? Jeff starting his lap right now. Volpix is going through the section that I hit, and Kenny's doing a little bit of a drift at the moment, going on to the back straight. Palm's just coming out. I don't know why Palm's coming out. He's not going to get the chance to do a lap.
Sometimes it's just to try the feeling of the car with the different changes that you've made, just to try them.
As Kenny comes towards the final corner, he's gone slightly deep. Kenny's coming towards the line. It is a 1. He's not improved.
No
unless this is his, unless he's going to do a lap now, he's not done it. Volpix coming across the line to do a 120 to stay with a 129.1. Jeff now to see if he can potentially upset the car and take P3. He's coming round the final corner. He's improved, but unfortunately he can't beat Palm.
Super close between them two.
Super close. GG to Jeff. He's done pretty well there.
Speed Pilot has managed to improve and get in front of Gutterpunk.
That was a while back. Let's see if he can improve even further. This could be a good race for Speed Pilot. This could be a good qualifying for Speed Pilot. Could get his highest position, potentially, with the final couple of corners.
He's looking stable in the car as well now in these dry conditions.
Speed Pilot crosses the line, and he can't improve. M9 Snack. Hang on, let's see where Volpix is. Volpix has
Aborted
slowed. He's aborted the lap.
Yeah.
I think Kenny's aborted his lap as well, so that means Volpix is on pole.
Yeah.
M9 Snack comes across the line, and he can't improve. So that is qualifying over. And I will take a screenshot of that for the as the saying goes, shits and giggles. I will take a screenshot. But that is Volpix qualified on pole yet again. The Italian maestro doing what he does best.
It's looking like he's pretty comfortable tonight.
He'll probably be a bit annoyed with the fact that he can't, that he hasn't been in the racing.
He's going to have that good starting grid as well here on that defensive line into turn 1. Kenny, if he's there, he's gonna try and stick it, I'd say, around the outside, and then he'll have the inside line into turn 2. But we know Palm's quick, and he'll be trying to reap any benefits of mistakes of the guys in front. But good pace there by Speed Pilot, and I think Jeff as well was minimal tenths away from Palm's qualifying lap time, so it should be a close race. Hopefully, if everyone can get through this first lap incident free. "17 laps on this one as well, so it's obviously a shorter lap, but still keeping it overall being the same sort of race time." Right, as you can see on the race's orders, so over to
2,
Callum.
3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go. Volpix gets a stonkingly bad start as Kenny goes storming into the lead of the race. We've got Jeff who's got past Palmer's. Palmer's had an absolute stonkingly, Palmer's had a really bad start. Jeff's got into P1. There's been a spin. There's been collisions. There's been collisions between Speed Pilot, Jeff and Tom at the moment, as M9 Snake has gone into P3. Jeff's now down into P7, as everybody seems to be struggling with what's going on. As there's collisions galore, M9 Snake's just trying to pull away. It's an absolutely chaotic start to the race, with collisions and damage galore going to happen. Kenny's in the lead, Volpix in second, M9 Snake in P3. This is what you class as an absolute classic of a race. What an opening lap at the moment.
Leading 2 cars, they've managed to pull over 5 seconds already, so this gaggle of cars are going to be trying to find the feet. Kenny, though, he'll be happy with that.
Volpix and Kenny will probably be having a ding-dong battle. As Gutterpunk's now in last, it looks like he may have had a bit of a half spin at some point, and he's down at the back He may have also, he's copped some damage to the front of his car and the rear of his car. He's lost a lot of rear downforce and front downforce there.
As I say, the slightest bit of damage on these cars as well, that makes them really hard to drive. So,
as we have a bit of a potential for a 3-way turn 1 incident here at Oschersleben, as we go towards the first corner. Speed Pilot, M9 Snake, everybody goes deep. There's M9 Steck. Oh, there's contact there. As Palm goes into P3 now. Palm in P3, Jeff in P4, Speed Pilot in P5, M9 Steck P6. There's now Gutterpunk's got into P6. It's all kicking off in this race. What the heck is going on?
I think just the slightest bit of contact there in turn 1. Just caught out some of the guys just having too much of a slide, but biggest beneficiary from that I'd say is Palm. He was at the very back of the pack at one point, but worked his way back up into that P3.
The only thing right now is them two up front. Kenny and Volpix have definitely gained an absolute ton from that.
Yeah, we're 10 seconds clear now of P3, so they've got nothing to worry about other than the dogfight between themselves. Tom there looking to be able to match the pace, bearing in mind he's got all that damage to his car, so he's struggling with downforce, so he's doing well to
he'll potentially have the straight line speed, but not the cornering ability.
Yeah, his car just moving around, coming out of the corner, and I don't think it's going to be able to turn in quite how he wants to as well. Speed Pilot there just moving over to the side, but trying to break the toe, I think.
Oh, Jeff's had a spin!
Right on the apex of turn 1 as well, so
he's clouted the barrier. Jeff's clouted the barrier there. It looks like Jeff may have clouted the barrier going into turn 1.
It's in the front bumper as well, so he's going to be struggling with a little bit of turning downforce, but I'm sure they'll adjust to it.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. It looks like he turned into the corner and he just went straight into the barrier.
Yeah, Gutterpunk was looking for the move there on Speed Pilot. He's right up, tucked behind him.
This is not a race that Jeff would have wanted. Him down in last place. The person that's supposed to be the Max Verstappen of the servers now turning out to be Nick de Vries.
Oh dear, you come out with some characters, mate.
So, as we see, Volpix has got past Kenny. And he's stormed into it. He's got into a 1.9 second gap. It's almost as if Kenny might have had a bit of an off. Or had a bit of a wobble.
Unfortunately, we missed that on the stream. We were just concentrating on some of the other action that was going on. It's always the way of the commentators, but that's released Volpix now, and seems to have released him by 5 or 6 car lengths. See, Kenny's lap was 1:33, so he must have had some sort of little excursion.
Yep. I may have noticed that it may have been towards the infamous chicane that we had our issues with yesterday.
Right. That would make sense. Just overcooking it a little bit, getting too much of a slide on. Be interested to see what he can pull back on this next lap, though. Kenny got a punk there, still tucked underneath the rear bumper of Speed Pilot, and M9 Snack clinging onto the back of them, not too far behind. With Jeff dropping away now with 144. Is he in the screenshot? Yeah, it's just coming into the shot now.
He must have severe damage to his car. He must have clonked that. Yeah, I think when he clonked that barrier. Tom's had a wobble. Yep, he's spat out. It's definitely not Jeff and Tom's day. Speed Pilot and M9 Steck are going to be absolutely jumping for joy here. They're going to get some decent points out of this.
Yeah, if they keep it clean, keep it on the tarmac,
on the black stuff, as the saying goes.
But Tom and Gutterpunk and Jeff both struggling with that downforce issue, so that's
Jeff may also be struggling as he clouted the barrier massively going into turn 1. so he must have severe damage to one of his suspension columns.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. You can see his car just moving around even when he goes up the straight. So.
He's struggling. He'll be struggling massively at the moment. As you see, Kenny is dropping back. Kenny's dropping away. Kenny must have a little bit of damage. He must have clouted a barrier or touched.
Can't see
something.
any physical scars, as they say on his car, but can always pick up the odd little bit of damage here and there. But yeah, Volpeak's now just dialing in fast laps at 1:29.8. So 1:31 by Kenny on that last lap. 1:30 by Palm. So Palm setting some good, reasonable lap times, but 14 seconds already down.
Jeff's trying to struggle on with that car being as dodgy as it is. Like the Alpha, it's like the Alpha Tauris this season, slow right now. He was doing well at the start of the race. We just need to have a look at that. We just need to have a look and see what happened on lap 1, because that was where it happened. Lap 1. That if we had a replay capability, we'd be able to replay that and see what happened.
Yeah, Speed Pilot and M9 Snack setting very close lap times and keeping with each other on track. Looking good, having a good clean race.
I think they're slightly feeling as though the pressure's off with regards to the two behind of Jeff and Gutterpunk. So they're trying to have a bit of a battle between each other. Kieran trying to overtake Speed Pilot right now. Trying to catch him through that section. They're going very timidly through that section.
Best way sometimes to play air of caution and keep it on the track. How many times have we seen someone just losing it as you come over that first turn in? But oh, M9 Snack just lit it up coming out the end of there. Keeps it under control though.
Kenny's dropping back even more. He's just catching up a little bit through there, but he keeps going wide and he's pushing the car faster and faster, and it's not coming to him. He's dropped back to 6 seconds, and the gap's ever more increasing. It's as if Volpeak's in the race turns up the dial to 11.
All it takes is Volpeak's making that one mistake, and that would bring Kenny right back into play.
Volpeak's officially becoming the Max Verstappen of the group right now. Kenny, the good old Lewis Hamilton of the server.
You keep on referring to these people. I don't know who you mean.
Yeah, me being the big F1 fan in this server. As we see Kenny struggling massively right now, gaps at 7 seconds and increasing even further as we go on to lap 8.
Bit strong to say he's struggling. I mean, he's
keeping the gap. he's keeping away from Palm, but that gap's getting even further and further from Volpeak's.
Yeah, I'd say Volpeak's just found his pace and found a comfortable lap time. Kenny still in a strong second place. I'm sure he'd be pulling away from me if I was out there.
Yep, same. I mean, I'll be out there, and I'll be Kenny would be giving me an absolute ribbing.
If you just go back to Speed Pilot and M9 Snack, I think it's pretty close between them two.
Yeah, they're
going to be going on for looking for an overtake at some point. I'd say M9 is at some point.
He's gone slightly wide there.
Speed Pilot doing a good job. I'm sure he'll be looking in his mirrors, checking his mirrors. Looks quite good as well. The two liveries look quite fitting. Look like they're teammates in some way. Ooh, just a little bit of a.
Oh, Speed Pilot goes slightly defensive there. I think he's trying to break the toe a little.
Nice and stable through there, guys, but keeping that gap between them. You see them flames coming out. That's, you know, when someone's revving it, trying to get as much power out of their engine as they can.
You'd be seeing a lot of that if I was driving, believe you me.
I don't know. Automatic gears on controller, Callum. They, you know.
Yeah.
Takes out the fun, mate. Takes out the fun.
But still, I do like driving on controller. It is nice. Oh, as we see M9 Snake getting a little bit close to the rear end of Speed Pilot there.
He was definitely looking. Speed Pilot just taking that defensive line just to make sure he got that covered. Going into this hairpin. Well, is it a hairpin? It's an open hairpin, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very open hairpin. It's it's a very long hairpin left. That's a very long hairpin right.
Speed Pilot just managed to keep it a bit more planted through that section, and he's pulled a couple of car lengths, give himself a bit of a breathing room.
This track is mainly built as a YouTuber that I watched once said, this track was built with circles as German precision engineering.
I don't know why you watch other YouTubers. I mean, race space is it's where the action happens, man. Every Monday night.
Anybody can get involved that's watching tonight. You can join our server, and we can provide you with some nice melodramatic racing and some good battles. As Kenny's catching now, has Volpix had a bit of an issue, or has Volpix slowed down?
Don't know, we'll have to see this lap time come in, because both Volpix was a little bit quicker the last lap, but yeah, I see what you mean. The overall time had come down.
The overall time has come down quite a lot. It's as if Volpix has had a bit of an off. Let's have a look at his lap time. He did a 1:30.7. Okay,
so it's not too far.
Unless it was one of the laps prior where he's had an absolute mare. Yeah, he had what on lap 9? He had a 1:32.
So I had a bit of wobble then.
He's had a wobble and he's lost 2 seconds to Kenny. He lost 2 seconds to Kenny. Looks like M9 Snake has had a bit of a wobble as well. He's lost about 3 seconds. The gap's increased between him and Speed Pilot. Speed Pilot's now having a bit of a wobble as he's coming out of that corner.
Just runs it a little wide as well.
Me with the ability to go back and have a look at an instant replay of the stream and see what the lap times were. As Kenny's had a bad lap, he's on a 1:31.7 after the second gap.
See, Jeff's in the pits. Obviously, getting something repaired.
He must have had a big into the barrier moment. So, lap 11. Oh, that's Speed Pilot gone a bit deep into there. And I think Jeff's going to be... Jeff will have been lapped. Yeah, Is that Gutterpunk about to lap him?
It is, yeah.
Yep, Gutter Punk is about to lap Jeff. Jeff will not be happy with that. He's known for being fast, Jeff.
Yeah, you got to say, I think Jeff's car will be fully repaired. So if Tom can overtake him, it'd be another mistake as well by Jeff. He's got his front bumper back on. He'll have his aero and his shock absorbers all repaired. But M9 just, I'd say he's caught a little bit back up to the back of Speed Pilot, but Speed Pilot's still got a comfortable enough gap not to worry too much. Oh, commentator's curse. But he's regained it really well there. Fair play, he caught that slide.
That's 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 would recommend for keeping yourself stable in a race.
Just looking on how the car's performing, I would say M9's either just struggling with tyre temperature or something like that. It's whether he's cooked his tyres. You see the car moving around a lot more now. Whether he's been pushing just to try and reel in that gap.
Palm's been on his. I'm just going to say, Palm's been on his own all race.
Yeah, down what 30 seconds to the leader. So what 20? 20
He's been
seconds.
all on his own. If I was Palm, I'd have been. If I was Palm, I would have potentially been. Oh, he's on a bubble there. He's gone off the track.
Do like that camera shot though. They've got that one well coming out the curb there.
I would either be, if I was Palm, I'd potentially be either dropping back or pushing like crazy. Dropping back to have a bit of a ding-dong battle with Speed Pilot and M9 Snake. I'd have potentially dropped a few seconds.
I don't think I've ever thought about dropping back. Just have a battle.
If you were struggling to gain anything and you were stuck in no man's land, then I would. It's going to look at these 9 seconds
I'd still rather favour having a comfortable gap just in case I'd make a mistake anyway. If you know what I mean, it's do your own. You get your own rhythm. Once I start getting anyone around me, it's easier to make a mistake because you're battling and you don't know what they're quite going to do. Palm will just be out there, even though he's got no one around him. He'll still be concentrating on getting every lap perfect, seeing whether you can gain anything from either Kenny having a big mistake or even Volpeaks. But
Kenny looks as though he's having a big mistake. He's just got a 131. That gap is increasing. Gap's increased to 12 seconds. Now it's down. Now it's up to 13.
I think Gutter Punk is actually catching M9 at the moment. I know there's about 3 or 4 seconds, but whether just having Jeff out there coming out the pits, obviously a lap down, but with a fully repaired car, has just helped drag Gutter Punk along with him a little bit.
I think he's probably let Jeff through there. Technically, he is allowed. Jeff is allowed to unlap himself.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and if M9 realise that, sometimes it's better to let the person go rather than trying to fight it.
It is though a bit of a pain because you've then got to basically give them the chance to get through, which they could then stuff up.
you lose less time if you let them go. If they've caught up to the back of you, they clearly are faster. So I'd say you lose less time by letting them past and let them go. Plus, M9 tactically, you'd be letting him right, because you see Jeff's already back onto the back of Speed Pilots, and there's the potential of Speed Pilot just making a mistake because he's feeling a little bit pressurised.
He could make a little mistake.
Yeah, it could do. Jeff just a lot more carried a lot more speed there in braking, so Speed Pilot now will just be. Might not even be aware that Jeff's a lap down, so Jeff going for that same manoeuvre. Good braking there by both the cars. See Speed Pilot just having a bit of a wobble. Where's Jeff gone? Jeff's gone off the track somewhere. There you go.
Yep, Jeff's had a spin.
Jeff's had a bit of a nightmare. Had a bit of a wobble, as you say, Callum.
Gutter punks fell off the back of everybody. Looks like Gutter punk had a bit of a wobble as well, and that's allowed Kenny to lap him.
Yeah, Gutter punk's last time was 2 minutes, so. So had a real big off on that last lap while we were concentrating on. Ooh, Volpix just clips the edge of that dirt there, but saves it well.
Jeff's now 2 laps down on Volpix.
Jeff in rallycross mode.
Rallying mode activated.
M9, I'd say he's caught up a little bit to Speed Pilot again.
As we see, Volpix is on the final lap.
Sliding the car well into that corner.
I think Volpix is going to try and he may potentially try and show off in this final lap.
Sure, Speed Pilot will be happy with this result. 4th overall. He's showed a solid performance.
Both him and M9 Snack have shown that they can fight with the top guys and beat them.
Definitely I can. Fortunately got another lap to do. As Volpix comes over the line just behind him to take the win. Oh, Speed Pilot just outbrakes himself into turn 1. M9 will be seeing that and thinking I might still have a chance. Can he come over in 2nd place? Palm will be coming over in 3rd in a minute. This is where the closest battle is.
Well done to Volpix for a good event today.
Solid performance from both rounds. See M9 just locking up there, pushing as much as he can. Speed Pilot's got a big job on his hands to keep his cool. I know how treacherous this next section of corners is. But Both nicely planted through there. Speed Pilot comes over in 4th place, closely followed by
to
M9.
Speed Pilot and M9.
Yeah, some good racing tonight. I think the mixed weather of the first race and then the second race being dry.
It may have threw a few people tonight, but all in all, some good racing from everybody. That first lap pile up in turn 1 will potentially be a sticking point. I don't know if you've saved the replay, but
Unfortunately, I can't. I saved the first one. I haven't got space for this one.
That's a shame.
Well, yeah, some good racing. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Same again next Monday night for rounds. What's that?
7 and 8, which is 7 and 8, which is at the round 7, which is at Laguna Seca, and round 8 is at Sonoma, a track that I don't think I've seen us do in this in any championship.
No, so we have used it before, but not commonly. But thanks for watching, guys, and we shall catch you next Monday.
Thanks for hosting as well, Matt, and nice to see you again in the conference.
Cheers, man. Ciao, bud.